Mister, vamos viajar sobre a temporada do Futebol Clube Porto, começando bem lá, obviamente, no início. O início é as bases, a estrutura de tudo aquilo que se queria fazer. Construção de equipa, com novos jogadores, construção de mentalidade, porque o Porto não ganhava há 4 anos e seguramente tinha que mudar essa mentalidade. Como é que foram os primeiros dias depois de chegar a acordo com o Presidente? Teve que ser tudo muito rápido e eficaz.
Yeah, I will start from what I see in front of me. That is a quite interesting coincidence, Amsterdam to Porto. Because at the end, I think the circumstances lead us at some point to be together, to be with the right people in the right place. And this one I think has been the key of this season and the success that we got a few days ago. As you say, everything started with the first conversation with the president. It was a very fast connection, I will say, because while he started to speak to explain what Porto means for him, I started to connect my points in my mind, because I felt so much passion, so much desire to do something special, that while he was speaking, I was hoping that at the end of his speech he was going to say, "Would you like to be the coach of Porto?" And finally this is what happened. The negotiation was very fast. Everything went in a few days. Everything was settled to make things happening. Of course, a bit of paperwork as normal, but it was really a start that was really energetic, and probably this energy is what led us to be here. Of course, not just with our work, but with the work of several peoples in Olival, several people, and especially, of course, the players that are the main actors, and all these small step, all these small contribution bring us today here with this trophy close to us, and especially with the celebration that is still fresh in our mind, but for sure that will stay there forever.
O que é que pesou mais quando contrataram jogadores? E foram muitos, de resto, mais de meia equipa logo de início foi titular, eram jogadores que tinham vindo. Foi a fome de ganhar, que tinham que ter todos, a mentalidade que encaixasse no Futebol Clube do Porto. Foi isso fundamental, mais às vezes que o próprio skill do jogador?
I believe so, because I think the skills are somehow are an extra, or is something the talent comes after. So to be successful as a team, first you need to have a clear mentality, a strong mentality, a clear DNA, and in this club a strong mystica, really present and to be with us, in every single action, in every single decision, in every single steps that we are doing on the pitch and off the pitch. After, of course, to have a player with certain qualities, certain skills is what can make the difference, but to be really competitive and to positionate yourself in a position where you can get the chance to win, then to be there. For me, there is no secret, and the only key element is this one: is the togetherness of the team, and the spirit that honestly has been with us in all these 53 matches that we played.
É no momento da Áustria, no estágio, quando partem para estágio, que o Mister começa a sentir dentro e fora do campo que se estava a construir essa mística. O estágio tem imagens fantásticas, como esta que vimos ainda agora da equipa técnica também, a cantar o Perché Ti Amo. Tem jogos também, ou tem momentos de treino que se percebeu que a equipa se estava a começar a construir.
So I will say that Austria has been the main switch of energy because the first week in Olival was hard. I have in mind the first 2 training sessions where, in all fairness, when I was in front of the players speaking, when I was coming back after the practice, I felt that we were not in a good place. And when I say we were, I say this one because, of course, since the moment that I signed for this club, I took with me everything. So all the pain of last season, all the sufferings that this club had, and I mentioned several times the fact that we started with our scratches and with our common pain. And I think this one was something that create the bond, put us together. And the first days were maybe more to clean up. Usually you believe that you enter in a club and you start from a white page, but it's never like this. You have probably to have the capacity to turn the page, but when you turn the page, there are still some shades of what it was before. And I think Austria has been the moment where even if the page wasn't perfect, we decided to start to write new things on top of this one. And day after day, the writing gets more fluent, more energetic, and yeah, finally we arrived to finish the book in the way that we wanted. And this one, yeah, I think Austria and the video that you published yesterday is a nice memory. And as well, I didn't really remember this one, but I read an interview a few days ago for Rodrigo that was mentioning that moment as the moment of real connection between player and staff. So yeah, and sometimes you think that the secret could be to choose the right lineup, and probably the secret was to choose the right song to present the technical stuff to the players.
And falaste do staff. O que é que tu encontraste no Olival em termos de trabalho? Vinhas também de campeonatos, de equipas, campeonato francês, do Ajax, que é um gigante também. O que é que tu encontraste em termos de trabalho que te surpreendeu ou não, em termos do que era o apoio à equipa?
For me, I had already quite a lot of experiences in different countries, different environment. I always move with a quite big technical staff because I believe it's important, especially when we have few days. It's really important to have an impact in the first days. Impact, it means on the pitch about the message that you want to deliver, but as well to somehow try to facilitate the processes in between what I would like ideally to see and the different departments and the different people, and to have somebody that could be your extension in every single area. I think could be a way to speed up certain processes. But this one is never enough when if you find from the other side the door closed. And here we found the door really, really open. The first person that I met from the staff, it was in video, and it was Lucio. So the president really wanted him to be back. I gave my openness to the fact of add an assistant coach from the club into the coaching staff. And after the first conversation in video, okay, you can get a few feelings, but I think after 1 week, and now is our reality in the technical staff, we are 10, 11 people, and you don't know anymore who is who, in the way, who is from the coach side and the club side. Here we are the technical staff for FC Porto, and this is what has been since the beginning and what has been till the end. And this cohesion, this togetherness is something that, of course, is important in the inner circle to me, so from the technical staff, but is nothing if it's not spread into all the other departments, all the other areas, and in all the people that are working at Olival. And for me, Olival, what I met in Olival, are people that when you arrive with a car and you turn right to enter there, since you met the security people at the gate, that they welcome you with a smile, usually with a finger up or with a fist in the air, like to give you a bit of the proper welcome and the proper good morning. From there, this road that leads us to the training center, and in the moment you arrive there, whoever you met, from the team manager to the kit man, or if you go to take breakfast in the restaurant, and for me, if you saw also last day, in the surprise that we got from the ladies of the kitchen and the group of people that are working into the grassmen, you see that there is this connection, and not just their surprise to the players, but as well how the players hug them, says a lot about what this season has been created. And as I said, I feel really proud of being part of, to be like a small pieces of this big puzzle. And this puzzle is made by almost 100 people. And everybody, of course, with maybe different responsibility, a bit more in the spotlight as I usually am, or with less, or a bit more in the shadow. But everybody played a role, and in this part, I have zero doubt. I cannot be more sure that if we are where we are, is because everybody pushed in the right direction, with the right pace, and in the moment of difficulties that we had this season, we found a way to take a step closer, to be really near to each other, and coincidence or not, the slogan of the season was Seguimos juntos, and this one has been really a slogan for the club, but became the core of our season in every single day.
Faltava conquistar os adeptos, que estavam muito desconfiados de tudo, 4 anos sem ganhar. Aqueles 2 jogos no Dragão, quando transportam este trabalho e este espírito para o jogo com o Twente e depois para o jogo com o Atlético Madrid, é um momento em que também se sente que, se continuarmos assim, os adeptos estão conquistados.
I believe these 2 games were, of course, our first 2 matches in our stadium, in our home, and these. I think that what really create the belief in the people is that with the last images of coming back from the World Cup, the sadness, the pain for a season that where everything somehow went wrong, and to see after less than 1 month a team that find again this power, this compromise, this connection with between each other that became contagious with the outside, and vice versa. So it became like a sharing of energies that started in these 2 matches. So with the right belief, with the right feelings and the right vibes. And during the season is something that always has been a feeling that constantly grow during the season, and lead us to play 34 matches in the league, at least with 32 games that we play at home, in 2 matches where we were in numerical inferiority in the stands. They found a way to be loud enough to make us feel that they were there with us, and it has been a fantastic journey. And I think in the celebration of last night, all the emotion of this season were there. We didn't find 1 meter of empty space, and this one, if you want to make a metaphor with the season, we didn't find a meter where they were not with us. and from Dragao to Ribeira to the road to Aliados, you see everywhere in the street, in the balcony, somewhere around, just to say we are there, we are with you. It has been a fantastic moment that is going to be unforgettable for all of us.
Mister, estamos a falar precisamente por debaixo da bandeira que nos acompanhou a todos os esportistas, que acompanhou a equipa, o treinador, que ajudou, criou também um propósito mais, que é a bandeira que cobriu Jorge Costa até à sua última morada. Foi aquele momento absolutamente difícil de ultrapassar, mas que fez com que 3 dias depois tivessem que estar em campo a lutar por ele e ter mais um propósito.
What we lived, the 5th of August is as well something that will stay with us and has been with us, I think, in all the season. It has been a very dramatic moment since the first feeling that something was wrong, unfortunately, till the bad news that we got a few hours later. And that moment was the moment where I still remember the president, Tiago and Diogo, we were together to try to understand what was going on and how we should try to react, because here you are never prepared for these things. This is not something that they teach you in the coaching license, and honestly there is not a right way. And I think in that moment we found the energy to react as Jorge probably wanted, you know, as a group, as a team, and the reaction that after a few days we put on the pitch, that moment before the game with the minute of silence, all the stadium with the number 2. Is difficult to explain, and for me even more difficult to explain has been the presence of Jorge in a lot of matches and a lot of moments as well. This flag that is here in front of us. In some moments in the game, in a moment of difficulties, you know, or when the fragility of the human beings, that you don't know where you are, honestly, I look at it quite a lot of time during the season.
Nesse primeiro jogo, o Porto entrou com esses propósitos todos, não é? Ganhar pelo Jorge, ganhar por nós, conseguirmos juntos, e entrou a jogar, e agora vou usar aqui uma frase recentemente utilizada pelo treinador do Vitória, que diz que o Porto colocou em campo rock and roll, que o Mr. Farioli trouxe para o futebol português rock and roll, que em termos de novidade naquilo que foi a abordagem ao jogo, uma abordagem global em todo o campo, que baralhou os adversários de início. Foi esse rock and roll que o Jorge gostava também e que queria ver em campo, que se apresentou logo nesse jogo de estreia.
I think I don't know like the exact definition, but is very onomatopoeic word is abordagem, and I really like to describe the way that we play and the way that we wanted to play, because in all the games we went always with this spirit, we go and we go again, and in the moment of fatigue, one more time, una más, no? And I think this is what we did in all the matches, sometimes being nicer to watch, sometimes a bit less, but always with the same spirit. And I think this spirit and this consistency lead us to where we are today, and I think has been probably the best way to to represent this unbelievable football club and to celebrate the memory of the eternal captain.
Mister, a verdade é que este rock and roll, que muitas vezes teve que ser, se calhar, um folclore com mais bombos, conforme os jogos também pediam, foi sempre dentro de, taticamente, de uma fórmula tática que as pessoas olham e identificam, mas sempre com gatilhos diferentes, que foram mudando ao longo do jogo, ao longo da temporada. Foi isso seria a isso que se referia ao treinador de Vitória como sendo, ou por exemplo, o José Mourinho, quando diz o Porto é fácil de definir, mas depois é fácil de contrariar, ou é fácil de identificar. Foram esses gatilhos que a equipa técnica, com o Mister Farioli, em cada jogo, durante o jogo, ao longo da temporada, dentro da mesma variável tática, conseguiu ir implementando para ir ganhando.
At the end, I believe that, and this is my way of approaching the game. I believe there are two ways. Here is a bit, let's say, philosophical concept, but the world in general is made by entropy, that is the chaos, and negentropy, that is the desire to bring things to a certain order. And I feel myself much more in this part, in the part that we like to control everything that we can control. We like to create a common language that can facilitate for the players, a certain understanding of what we want to do. And what happened this season has been quite a lot in this one, because without a common language and a common feeling and a common understanding about what we are doing, you cannot change every 3 days 9 to 10 players from one game to the other in a different competition with different requests. And when you play that much, I believe that to have clear who you are and what you want to do make a massive impact. After, it's normal that other coaches are working as well and working really well, finding adaptation, finding solution, finding triggers to complicate your way. But I believe that in a long season, the capacity to be consistent, to be as well, of course, self-critical with yourself, because doesn't mean that everything that you propose is correct. There are things that you need to adjust, things that at some point you need to change completely, because maybe a player doesn't adapt to this one, or maybe because a player is not exactly in the ideal scenario. And this is the question mark that as a coach and as a coaching staff you have always in your mind. But in this part, so being very critical with yourself, you can as well, you need to be, in my opinion, very conscious that there is a moment where the collective target and the collective responsibility is bigger than anything else. I started my career as a coach that wanted to try to do things differently, and I think the beginning of my journey has been I have, let's say, quite a lot of memories of how people from the outside were celebrating few innovation or few things. But after, when you start to work in club of this dimension, where you play to win every single game, every single competition, then your ego and your desire to fulfill, the fact that you are keep moving forward in your in the way you play, etc., cannot take over the necessity to deliver. And for me, the experience of last season and the experience of this season in two clubs of this dimension, and this season, of course, even more, there is a moment where sometimes even the critics from the outside, you can just touch you a little bit, and you need to let it go, because you need to listen, but in the other side you need to stick as well with who you are, with the plan that you have in mind, and you cannot change the road in every comment that you receive. And for me, in this part, this season, in few moments we spoke about the fact that maybe we were predictable, maybe we were not fluent as well we would like to be. But trust me, in a season with so many games and few moments to train, it's really difficult to be always brilliant. And I think we found a way to be brilliant enough to compete in 3 competitions, to win the league, but as well to play honestly a massive role in the two other competitions, where I think in the European games circumstances we lost for an own goal, and we lost a game with a red card at minute 7 that changed everything. And even though we create the conditions to potentially to go through, even though. And in the Taça de Portugal, I think we were that close to go through into games where I think we potentially deserve something more. But again, it's how it is. So in a season that has been really positive, with winning the league, that was of course one of the key priorities for the club, to win again after 4 years without titles. There is as well, of course, a bitter taste of the fact that potentially something more could be explored, and this group I think really deserve to get something more. But again, if we consider everything, the 2 massive injuries of Samu and Luke, the injury of Nuan, the other circumstances that we spoke several times during the season, I think if you put everything together, I think these 88 points are a massive achievement for this club. And now, of course, with today, we are going to close the season. The trophy is going to be here in the museum, and from now on, our mind needs to already move and switch into the next season, la prossima época, with new challenge, new battles, and new adventure that needs to be played.
E com uma gestão também em função da Champions. Não há nenhum treinador que prepara 2, 3 jogos, pelo menos taticamente, não é? É sempre o próximo, o treinador diz sempre, o próximo é o mais importante, é aquele que está a preparar. Mas a verdade é que dentro disto que estás a falar, tu quando estás a começar a temporada, o teu plano é olhar para o jogo 50 da temporada. Ou seja, tu já começas a olhar de uma forma, hoje em dia com jogos 3 em 3 dias, que essa rotação, que essa mentalidade de ter que dizer aos jogadores que tu não vais jogar 5 jogos seguidos 90 minutos, mas vais ser importante se calhar num em 30, noutro em 60. Há um colega teu que tem qualidade para fazer os outros minutos, vocês têm que gerir isto conforme as competições. É esse o plano, é olhar macro.
Yeah, when we start the pre-season, and now we are again in this moment of planification, my role is, as I said, is to coordinate different areas, to be a link between, of course, the demands of the club and the work that the club is going to do into the market. And here, I think the connection and the alignment that I have with the president, that we had with the president in the 2 markets, and the one that we are having as well for the next one, is unique. I cannot deny the fact that I never had this type of support, but especially this feeling of being understood in what potentially we need. And a lot of time the ideas that the president is proposing to me are the one that I was going to tell him. If I come with a different idea or a new solution, it's just a matter of explaining why, and after we connect quite fast. So in this part, I feel really grateful for the bond that we have, and the bond that as well we have, and we are building with the department of scouting, with the work that the technical staff is doing in relation and correlation with the scouting department. And this is a part. And after there is, of course, the part that goes on the field, that goes with the planification, a planification that at the beginning, let's say the big picture is made by myself and Callum, that is my fitness coach, and where the role of the club and the role of Pedro as a head of the department, we try to see the long term, and after a bit in a closer rhythm. And from there, when we have like a picture of where we want to go, of course you have a picture for the season, but after needs to go a bit in the zoom in with a micro cycle in the preparation. Usually is 6 weeks. The previous year has been very short, coming back from the World Cup, so with a lot of adaptation as well. And after the work of the technical staff, with the work of Dave and Felipe that were with me already last season, the work of Lino that arrived this season with me, and after the contribution of Lucio and Andre, so all of our minds together, and designing the training session, designing the best planification possible, and the management of the group. But all these things are on paper, are there in PDF files in our computer, and after there is the other part, that is when you start to meet the players, when you start to meet the group, how you build the connection in between all of them, and us with them, and them with us. And out of all this synergy and relation and correlation, after there is a compromise that you need to create. And I think being transparent and being honest, sometimes to put a hard truth is better than to hide the reality. And if you are lucky enough to meet human beings with the capacity to understand that maybe reducing a 5% of ego for the bigger picture, then you are, if all these things goes together, then you put yourself in a position where you can compete to win, you can compete to be successful, and after winning and losing, there is always a very thin line, but what is in our control is to push every single limits, every single boundaries to make it possible. And I think this season is what we did, and with no secrets, this is what we have to do even better for the next season.
Neste quadro alargado de 50 jogos, quinto, 9 jogos são contra equipas chamadas grandes, não é? Braga, Sporting, Benfica, incluindo campeonato e taça, e o Porto demonstrou a sua força aí também. Todos os jogos valem 3 pontos, todos os jogos a eliminar, obviamente, seja com o Aves, o último, ou seja com o Benfica ou o Sporting, são iguais, mas estes jogos grandes eram importantes também, porque o Porto vinha de um ciclo em que às vezes estes jogos marcam muito. O Porto começa por ganhar em Alvalade, a única derrota que tem é com um gol de penalti para a taça, já na segunda fase da temporada, precisamente em Alvalade. Depois, com Benfica, com Braga, com Sporting, o Porto esteve sempre por cima, fez sempre... E a partir dessa primeira vitória em Alvalade, também cresceu essa confiança a partir destes jogos. Depois o jogo com o Benfica, a vitória sobre o Braga, a vitória para a taça com o Benfica em casa, fez crescer também a confiança. Estes jogos dão um bocadinho isso.
No, sure. These are moments that we cannot deny the weight of this type of game. Of course, coming from really far last season and with hard memories, I think the first game in Alvalade help us to make us understand that we were in the right path. Not that the job was done, but that definitely we took a step in the right direction for the result, but as well for the way that the game has been played. And all these things, helps to results and performances are always helping the belief inside. As well, I remember after Casa Pia, in a game that put us in a condition where our gap became smaller, and in the week after we were going to play against Sporting here at home, you have the feeling that as well these moments are crucial moments, and the reaction of the team straight after the game of Casa Pia in the week, and how the courage that we put in the game of Sporting at home, even though after the results we didn't get the results in the last minute with the penalty that we concede. I think the performance and the capacity to approach the game with this impact and with this mentality was probably the best answer that we could give, because at the end in the season that you have moment of peak of form, moment where you drop something. Of course, the first half of the season has been almost perfect, 49 points out of 51. And in this part, you mentioned the big games, but we cannot deny, some results that we get. I have in mind Moreirense, the goal of Dennis Goul, the game that we won in Nacional, the goal of Bednarek, and a save of Diogo that has been quite massive one, the game away against Vitoria. So there are so many moments that at the end, when you leave it, you don't recognize the weight that potentially they can have. But to be there in what I see in front of me, there are key moments that made a difference.
Falaste em alguns momentos-chave que foram fora de casa, o Nacional, o Vitória, mas concordas que ter a maior parte dos pontos conquistados em casa, ou seja, dominar o espaço, jogar no Dragão, conquistar esses pontos, e o Porto fez muitos pontos no Dragão, e a isto juntar melhor defesa, está construída à base de uma equipa campeã?
For sure, the fact that Dragao has been clearly a factor is something that is a key, because gives you consistency, gives you energy. Because for me, what from every game that we win. There is the moment where we go to our supporters, and this lap, the moment that I see my family in the stands, and you can connect with your people, with the people that you love. These are the moments that give you the boost for the next one. In this part, the spirit of togetherness, the spirit of we are fighting one for each other, definitely has had a transfer in the fact that we have been the best defense of the league. It's the third time in a row that in Nice, in Ajax, and here that we are the best defense of the league, and goes of course with the defensive work and the defensive attitude that the team has. The fact of having players like Diogo, Jan, and Kiwi, and Thiago, that are the players that play the most in the central part of the pitch. But we cannot forget the work of the players in front and the sacrifice of the players in front. There is one image that is for me fantastic of last game at home against Santa Clara, minute 87, or maybe it was already in the extra time, where we lost the ball, and you see 11 animals that sprint back in the last ball of the season, maybe to help the team and to get the result. And this one is the spirit that we had this season and give us a lot. and it has to be the same and even more for the next season. There is some, I don't know if this is the key to win, but I'm sure, as I said before, that this is the key to put ourselves in the condition to compete.
Já que falaste da próxima época, vamos agora olhar assim só de relance. Ser campeão é só um alívio, é só um relief e começa outra vez tudo de novo. O que é que já pensas da próxima temporada? O que é que já está na tua cabeça? Champions, ter que reforçar alguns pontos da equipa, eventualmente poder perder um ou outro jogador, porque o mercado, o Futebol Clube Porto sempre foi um clube muito dependente de mercado, obviamente, e sabes isso desde que cá chegaste. O que é que vai na cabeça do Mr. Farioli neste momento?
A lot of things, all the ones that you mentioned for sure. There is clearly, there are different things. The fact that the league again will be a priority, will be for sure more competitive because our opponents are going to do what we did last season to put energy, to put investment to reduce the gap. So, and in this part, we need to approach the things with the same hunger that we had last season, because, I think the worst mistake that we can do is to feel fulfilled with what we did, to feel that this one is enough to make our stomach full. And as I told you, for me, now these days are important for us to digest and to clean up our body. To feel again, like to have this summer of somehow fasting and to arrive to the beginning of the next season with a desire to start to eat again, to start to approach every single game with the same desire, because we have a league that needs to be played against really strong opponents. We have a Champions League that is going to be, of course, for the club. Porto is, if I'm not wrong, is the one of the 10 clubs with the most participation into the Champions League, and this club, wherever it goes to play. With a certain attitude. Is not just to go there to participate. And for me, it's going to be the first experience in the Champions League. From my understanding and the information that I asked to coaches that already participate to this competition, everybody say that is a different sport with different demands, different requests. The level of players that, of course, is the highest that you can face. The level of coaches that is the highest that you can face in stadium and environment that, of course, are going to challenge us from every single context. So everything is going up. We are going to have the domestic competition to be played, starting, of course, from the Supertaça that is just behind the corner.
É precisamente isso que eu te ia falar. Tens atrás Supertaça, Taça de Portugal, Campeonato. Estamos nesta disposição porque precisamente atrás de mim está aquilo que é mais difícil e se calhar quase mais inatingível para uns clubes portugueses, neste caso, mas pela qual o Futebol Clube Porto não deixa de lutar. A tua grande responsabilidade é a que está aí atrás. Esta taça vai para aí para trás, a partir de hoje, à tarde no museu, renovar essas taças. Se fosse fácil, o Futebol Clube Porto era muitas vezes bicampeão nos últimos anos, não é desde 2012, 2013, não voltou a ser, passaram muitos anos, ou seja, é sempre o alvo a bater, e é isto que há que ter também consciência neste momento, que muitas vezes renovar o campeonato é ainda mais difícil do que conquistá-lo vindo do zero.
Yeah, this one for sure, because to win twice, you need to win first one and after to do it again. I think it's, deep inside, we have, of course, our ambition, our desire, our expectation. When I walked for the first time here in the museum and to see the history of this club, these trophies, these legendary achievements and the magnitude of the people that made this club at this level make you feel in one side the responsibility and in one side the privilege to be in this role and to have this opportunity to lead one of the biggest organization and biggest institution in European football and in the world. It's something unique. To have the chance to win trophies here is, of course, something that motivated myself the day that I decided to come here, and the desire to keep doing this, of course, is going to be something that will lead our decisions in the summer, will lead my spirit in the next challenges, and knowing again what is ahead probably is even more complicated than what we already did. But this one needs to be lived with the right pressure and the right spirit. And I think the players that are going to stay here and the ones that are going to come in the moment that we will show and we will refresh a little bit what we lived just a few hours ago, I think will be enough to understand that we will need the extra meters, the extra effort, to double the effort, because for Porto to win, it requires always this.
Mister, o que é que tens a dizer para fechar aos adeptos do Futebol Clube do Porto que te ouvem, que estão orgulhosos, que vão orgulhosos com as suas camisolas do Porto de férias, muitos para países distantes, dizer que são do Porto com orgulho, que são de um clube campeão em Portugal?
This one for sure. Is something that I told you at the beginning. We met in the right moment. It was definitely for me the right club where to be, and probably I was one of the possible good ones to be in this responsibility and in this position, and for me to go around with orgullo de representar un club de esta dimensión è qualcosa che mi riempie di orgullo e estou muito feliz.
Mister, obrigado. É um orgulho para os portistas terem-te aqui também para ajudar a conquistar mais títulos.
Obrigado. Obrigado.
Sarà perché ti amo, se cade il mondo, allora ci spostiamo, se cade il mondo, sarà perché ti amo. Stringimi forte e stammi più vicino, è così bello che non mi sembra vero, sei un mondo matto, che cosa c'è di strano, ma tu per matto, almeno noi ci amiamo. Sarà perché ti amo, e vola con me e stammi più vicino.